Michael Jordan, cut from his high school basketball team. Steven Spielberg turned down from USC Film School 3 times. Walt Disney denied by over 300 banks for a loan before somebody gave him money for a theme park. Colonel Sanders denied over 1,000 times for his chicken recipe. Edison failed almost 10,000 times before he found a filament for his electric light. Are you willing to fail your way to success? Let's go. What is up, everyone? Alexander Ragasso here for Stacked, your bridge between fitness and life. Amazing to have you here. We're constantly producing even more incredible content, so if you want to be a part of something awesome, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment below, and blast that like button if and when you feel we've earned it. The bottom line is that the most talented people were not born that way. They develop their skills, desires, abilities over the course of a lifetime. There's no such thing as an overnight success. Even 9-year-old little Michael Jackson, who had been singing and dancing since he was in diapers. If you want to be great at anything, you have to start by being bad. Even if you have some level of innate ability, it doesn't matter if you're built like LeBron James. If you don't hone your craft and continue to build on it, no one will ever know your name. Alternatively, you can have every physical and mental challenge imaginable, but out of sheer determination and actually doing the work, you can outpace all of the people with the skills and talents in the world. This reminds me of the movie Gattaca. Now, it's been a while, so I don't remember all the details, but Ethan Hawke is the main character, and he is a genetic inferior. It's set in the future where everyone's genetically designed for perfection. And through some accident, one of the genetic superiors loses his ability to walk and do things, but nobody finds out about it. So he just replaces him with Ethan Hawke's character, who really wants to prove himself. And he does. Through sheer will and determination, he convinces the outside world that he is the superior. So it doesn't matter what you were born with. You can overcome any obstacle if you have the right mental attitude about it. Talent is secondary to work and hustle and the grind and learning how to maximize your efforts. There's so many knowledgeable, talented people out there that do nothing with their lives because they keep all the knowledge in and don't share it with the world, don't maximize their talents and abilities. And there's so many other people who have all the decks stacked against them and they still make it because they want it, because they have that hunger. Hunger can make the difference between success or failure. It's knowing that purpose, that why, that drive, that inner voice that's pushing you towards your ultimate goals. If you don't have that, you are not going to maximize your efforts. So, are you willing to step up and get through these tough times where you are just not that good at whatever you're doing, but you know in your heart that this is your future? Are you willing to get through the tough times? There's something called newbie gains, and everybody goes through this when they first start out something new. They get into, say, tennis, and they're so excited about it, and they get on the court, they've never swung the racket before, and they're awful. They're hitting it off to the side, it's jumping over the fence, they can't keep the ball in play, all kinds of things are going wrong. But after just a few minutes of practice, you are actually kind of hitting the ball in the right direction and you're actually having fun doing it. And every single thing that you do seems to be awesome. And it's a huge step up from where you used to be. These are called newbie gains. You are gaining knowledge and experience and doing better. So you're having fun, but like anything else, you're going to quickly plateau. That is not going to last forever. And in the grand scheme of things, that's going to look like a tiny little blip on the map of your ultimate destiny. So that's where most people drop out. They they get just good enough to where it's kind of fun, but then once they hit that plateau, it stops being so fun. They're not getting the gains that they thought, and they quit. It's the same in the gym or in running or whatever it is. You're lifting weights, you're going up weight because you don't know really where to start. You're starting with curling 5 pounds, and oh, I can do 10 pounds, and I can do 15 and 20 and 30, and you keep going up because you didn't really know where to start. And then once you plateau, you're like, oh man, I'm not going to gain anymore. I can't lift heavier than this. This is it. This is all I can do for me. And I stopped trying. And that's where most people just end it, because it's not worth the time and effort to break through that plateau, when in reality, that plateau could be as long or as short as you want to make it, depending on your knowledge and how much your desire is to grow. And if you really know your why, you're going to shorten that plateau period and you're going to keep progressing further. But most people, they don't have the tenacity to get through that, because they didn't start with their why. They didn't start with goals that are going to motivate them to bust through that plateau. So that's where their journey ends. Other people are going to hit that plateau and they're going to be like, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm really going to get through this. And they're going up and down and they're trying all kinds of things. And eventually they get through that plateau, and then they get to another one. And then they try and they struggle and they keep getting through these plateaus. But there comes a time where they leave as well, because all of the effort and struggle that it took to get through those plateaus left them feeling weaker than when they first started. It left them stressed. It left them fearful of the next one that they're going to have to break through. And it just weighed so heavily on them that they're not willing to continue this process. So they drop out. Again, they didn't start with why they're doing it. They just knew that I'm going to get through this because I'm a tough person and this is what I do. I get through these types of things. And it works for a little bit, but eventually it fades out as well, because there's no why. And I'm sure you've had a boss like this in the past too. It works equally well in the working world. These people, they climb the corporate ladder and they're going for it, and they're really struggling and they're stressed and And these are the people that complain about their job the most and are coming in with gray hair and drinking 17 cups of coffee a day just to get through, because they don't have that inner energy and motivation. It's wearing them down instead of energizing them, which it should be doing. And then you get to the professionals, where they're really in their flow state. Nothing seems to get in their way. Even though they hit the plateaus, they know what they need to do to get through it. They've been through this before, and they're going to apply their knowledge, their skills, their abilities in order to get through it to the next level. They're not competing with others, they're competing with themselves to make themselves a greater individual. They learn from others. They learn instead of compete with others. They learn from the best of what works and what doesn't. They do not try to just jump in on their own. They're constantly growing, they're constantly learning, and because of that, every time they get to a plateau, they know, okay, these are the steps that I need to take in order to continue my journey. This is what is going to energize me through this, and to where I come out being even stronger, faster, better. They are not worried about the plateaus. They are the ones that we look up to and say, wow, look at how amazingly talented that person is. And it's not some innate ability. Again, it's because they've learned throughout the course of their career how to maximize their effort and how to break through these things in a flow state where they're left more energized than when they started. That's the goal. That's where we want to wind up ourselves. Even if you're just trying to lose a few pounds, this flow state will get you there and leave you in a place that is better than when you started. You know, we're constantly bombarded with this sense that failure is a bad thing. It is not. If you watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger interview, he's like, I love failure. Failure is my best friend. If I don't fail on that last rep that I'm doing, then I am not growing. So I love failure. If I didn't fail over and over, I would never succeed. The most successful people in the world are that way because they failed millions and millions of times before in their life. Think about it this way. The only way to truly fail is to never try at all. When a reporter asked Edison about the thousands of attempts that it took to get to the working design of the electric light bulb, he said, "How did you get through all of those failures?" And Edison said, "I didn't see them as failures. I saw them as new ways to learn what didn't work. Each time I got through an experiment that didn't work, it brought me one step closer to one that did." That is the work of a true professional. That is their mindset. Keep moving forward until you find what ultimately works. Now, like I said before, if you're just trying to lose a few pounds and you're thinking to yourself, "I'm not trying to be a pro, this doesn't sound like it's for me," it is. Think of failure as an asset instead of a liability, and it will change the way your mind works. You will move towards trying new things that you could be terrible at, that you could fail at, and that will make you move forward towards the ultimate body that you've always desired. It's these little shifts that are going to make the biggest impact. Watch our other videos on finding your purpose, goal setting, starting right now. These will help accelerate your progress. And then once you realize that failure is going to accompany all of these things, and that's great because that's working towards my ultimate goals, then you will have the mind that's ready to conquer anything. For myself, I'll leave you with this personal story. I started this channel and I'm already learning so much more than all of the prep work that I've done. I didn't know so much about making videos or about producing content. And I look back at just a few videos that I've made already, and I'm making better videos now because I'm actually experiencing it. If I hadn't experienced it and I was still just conceptualizing in my head, I would still be preparing to be bad. And I would have set back my clock months probably. And I would still be where no one is hearing my voice or seeing my face. I had so many blockages of why I was going to be bad and why I couldn't release this to the world. They're all coming true. But I'm doing it anyway because I know this is making me better, because it's moving me forward. If I had just still prepared and was still sitting around thinking about how to make things better, but when I first debut, I wouldn't be here talking to you. These are things that you're going to have to get over when you first start any new thing. Get into the gym and start working on it. One last quote that I think is awesome is by T.S. Eliot. It says, "Only those who risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go." Without getting in there with the risk of being terrible and working towards your ultimate destiny, you're never going to know how much you're capable of. If you just start doing it and have the right mental attitude and the firm foundation of which to build, you will be unstoppable. So there you have it, another layer for your fitness knowledge stack. We hope you got enormous value out of this video. If you did, be sure to blast the like, subscribe, and notification buttons so that you always catch our latest content. Your assignment for tonight is to think about a time when you failed. And because of that failure, it brought you to your ultimate goal. This could be something that you eventually overcame, or that you just realized that you were trying the wrong way and it opened up new doors that you didn't even think were possible because you kept trying to do it this one way. And then you just were like, all right, this isn't working. I'm gonna try something else, or I'm gonna try something else, I'm gonna try something else, until it eventually clicked. Because of that, you're a better person and you know exactly what you're going towards now. Write it down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay energized, confident, and sexy, my friends. Peace.